I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, "I don't know why I tried to do this," and by way of explanation tells her life story. We were in book 2. Previously in Do the Wrong Thing, Ava started sketching in art galleries, dealt with come-ons from professors, was blown away by the art movie Eraserhead, and wrote nonsense poems. This week is a rewrite from last week, hopefully to make it less choppy and easier to follow. The chapter is called Art. We're in the middle of it or partway through it. I'm just going to jump in with half of what I was reading 2 weeks ago to sit you back in where we were. This is the kind of stuff I'm writing. I need to create my own words. What I need to say, what I need to think cannot be done in an existing language. Not that I share my new words with anyone. Some of what I do has normal words in it, like the rhyme/song I write for Stephen. Oh, the spoon, oh, the spoon, oh, the spoon is for my baby brother. The rest is vaguely about a blue spoon, peanut butter, cereal, all the things I eat when Susan's not home. I slump into the bus seat behind me as Gerald zooms away. He was normal, laughing his head off and looking at me, astonished. Then my vision became black, with a circle in the middle, as if I was staring through a telescope backwards. I look down at the sign in my hands. It's in a circle of black too. A few seconds before, I had reached up and removed it from the strip of ads above the bus seats. Change how you think about schizophrenia, it says. I thought it'd be funny. I'd take the sign home and put it on a wall in my room. I look up at Gerald and smile weakly. He's no longer in the circle of black. What was that? Hallucination? Does this mean oh my God, I'm schizophrenic. I'm schizophrenic. I can't tell Gerald, I can't tell anyone what I just saw. What happened to my vision? Everyone at the back of the bus is quiet, staring at me, while Gerald laughs and laughs. When we reach our destination and get off, I leave the sign under the seat. Ever since I was 20, whenever schizophrenia is mentioned, I get dizzy, my head aches, and my stomach rolls. Even now, as I type this, I feel those things. I worry that I'm almost there. One wrong move and I'll be on the street, knife in my hand, raving at people. Is it possible? Can someone be that close to being completely batshit insane without ever yet crossing the line? I know it's now politically incorrect to characterize a person on the street raving and slashing as schizophrenic. However, schizophrenics without medication can find themselves in such situations. And as I said, it's that word, schizophrenia, that brings up these images, not mental illness, bipolar, or anything else. What I saw, by the way, was a type of partial blindness brought on by stress. Erin, the friend of Gerald's who inspired me to shop at the Salvation Army, wears sweaters, narrow mini skirts and tights, always in golds, browns, and olives, with flat black shoes. She carries a purse with a handle. I mean, not an over-the-shoulder strap, but an actual handle she has to hold on to with her hand. It's impractical, but she's confident and self-assured. She always carries a sketch pad in that purse. I wonder why she studies art at Birmingham, though, instead of making the hour trek to Concord, to the best art school in Canada. Anyway, she's having a Halloween party and Gerald asked me if I want to go. He gives me your address. A party with art students. I buy an old house dress and practice a lurching, injured walk and vacant stare. I paint dark circles under my eyes, cake myself in dirt, and tease out my hair with baby powder so it's a dry, ratty nest. I rip holes in my dress and in my tights. Perfect. I don't even recognize myself. Art students, not good ones, or they'd be going to Concord, but art students. Before leaving for errands, I take the grubbiest plastic bags from under the kitchen sink, stop in our building's parking lot and roll them in dirt. I had my purse and a few beers inside. At the end of Erin's block, I get into character and start loping down the sidewalk, up to her door. When I ring the bell, she opens and I tilt my head up to look at her. The porch is a few inches lower than the doorway. I hold out my hand. Please, help. I draw it out slowly. Her smile disappears and her mouth drops open. I'm surprised she's not in costume. Please, I say again. I quit my act. Hi, I smile. She laughs nervously. Oh, good one, she says, but I'm not sure she recognizes me. I'm a friend of Gerald's, I say. She brightens. Oh, he's not here yet, but come in. Inside, I don't recognize anyone. So I join a couple of guys who are talking animatedly about Rousseau. I smile, rummage in my bag for a beer, open it. They glance at me, but keep on with their conversation. I look around. There are few people in costume. A fairy, a teddy bear, an 18th century gentleman. Eventually, I find a seat against a wall where I sit alone. I thought Gerald was going to be here. I suppose he didn't say he was coming for sure, but he gave me the address. An hour passes with no sign of my friend. As inconspicuously as possible, I leave. He's creepy, another of Gerald's arty friends says. We're sitting in the cafeteria, all nursing our styrofoam coffees. I nod and look down. I've been telling them about Philippe, who owns the secondhand clothing store I've been hanging at. Gerald's friend is not wrong. The clothes that always look slept in, the eyes with their ever-present bags, the greasy hair, the stubble. On the other hand, how many men dedicate their livelihood to selling clothes? Not any old clothes, but vintage ones that he has to hand pick from God knows where. He's tight-lipped about where he gets his merchandise. He dresses well, sort of. Soft mustard-colored sweaters, cobalt blue-checked shirts that highlight his eyes, red, gold, and silver paisley silk scarves. Everything's rumpled. He's Oscar Wilde and Bukowski. Yeah, Wilde and Bukowski. He hangs out, smokes hash, and talks to people with the air of someone not trying, merely letting life give him what it has to give. He's no dummy. You get that when you talk to him. He has no ambition, but he sells clothes for a living. He's not a philosopher. He's not out to change the world. He travels. When in town, he hangs out in his shop smoking hash. I'm not looking for the love of my life. At Monday night's art class, I stare at the model's familiar-looking brassy dyed. Oh, shit. I take my seat, busying myself with charcoals and paper, blood rushing to my face. The guy turns around, we catch eyes briefly, but Michael is giving him instructions and he looks back to Michael. Kevin. I kept running into him around Burlington. He was always sketching and would look up and smile pleasantly if our eyes met. A few weeks ago, he was sitting on a ledge at Burlington U. I approached and asked if I could see what he was drawing. He showed me a page of fat creatures with tiny legs whose heads melded right into their bodies, with elaborate text above them saying, "I'm lonely, be my friend," phrases from the Sweethearts candy. "You want to go for coffee sometime?" I blurted out. "Oh, my girlfriend might not like that." I nodded, fixating on a fat green character gesturing with his fist at the sky. When I looked up, Kevin smiled, warm and friendly, with no hint of reproach or disdain. "I'm having an art show," he had said. He pulled out an invite. "Come if you're not busy." I went, but not to the opening night. The art gallery didn't compliment his whimsical cartoons, though I recognized that the place, Fulcrum, was hip, underground, and prestigious. Kevin drops his robe and mounts the stand in the middle of the room back to me. Then he does a 180 and faces me dead on. He smiles, again in that welcoming, non-bashful way. He takes his first pose. I grin and relax. Man, his girlfriend is lucky. And no, I'm not talking about his body.